Hey fam, Ray here. Just wanted to make a quick video today talking about the power of alignment and clarity. And it's just really interesting. Over the last couple of months, I've been doing a lot of thinking about who do I actually want to serve and who can I help get to the next step. And once I got clear on that, it just amazes me every day that more and more people that are in alignment with what I would like to do and who I'd like to help and where I'm going have come into my life. Now, maybe they were always there, but I just didn't see them because I didn't have that clarity. So I just wanted to, stress that point today about really being clear on who you want to serve and what your ideal day looks like. And once you get really clear on that, somehow the universe or the powers or, whatever your kind of belief system is, just kind of delivers that. So today I just got off the call with someone who called me randomly. Now we've spoken probably over a year and a half ago. And it's really interesting because he knows me as like the keto guy and the podcasting guy. And we just started chatting and, we're just talking about business and the way that it unfolds and how sometimes it can be a bit lonely. And just one conversation led to another. And I've been, having this thought lately where, like, while I love running my own business, I get a lot more of a kick out of owning businesses. And so I'm on this kind of path of how do I add enough value in people's businesses that, one day I may actually feel like buying into it or investing into it and owning a part of that business. And it's just really interesting that when you kind of set that as the pace, some different kind of synergy happens. And I think like when you've got skin in the game, it's a very different type of brain pattern and level of excitement that kind of kicks into drive rather than just kind of having like a client or working in a role. And I think this is like one of the some of the best business models that I've seen. And in fact, one of my mates recently, Dave, was talking about how in their company at the end of the year, they kind of profit share and everyone gets like a little bit of a dividend, and it just changes the way that everyone thinks about the business. And he told me a story that they went to a client meeting and the owner of the business was basically like, just so everyone knows after the meeting that we're not taking that client on. And everyone was like, but why? They've got a big budget. And they said, well, one toxic client could just ruin the whole morale of the team. And that's too much of a risk that I'm not willing to take. And no money can ever undo the damage of that toxic client. And I was always amazed because, it's not really often that you hear business owners think and talk that way. And I think, when you have your filter, and the reason why I'm thinking this is because I got a phone call this morning for another client. And while I kind of have capacity, there was just something that didn't align with my values. And I just kind of thought that this would be a little bit more of a headache. And if I didn't want to show up and serve this client already, then maybe I wasn't going to do that in a couple of months' time. And then what effect would that happen to my business? And so I said no. And then I got a phone call to another opportunity. And I was so glad that I said no to the previous one because now I can use. Okay, so a phone call came in and I don't know where I was going with that. But basically it was, saying no to a client this morning that wasn't really aligned and then getting another phone call with someone that was extremely aligned and saw the same vision as me and super excited to kind of explore that as a possibility. So I think, just be very clear on who you want to have in your ecosystem, who you want to spend time with, and just, the more that you put yourself in your sweet spot, the more you're going to kind of attract those type of people, energy, vibration, wavelengths, whatever you want to call it. So that's the quick message for me today is just make sure you embrace the power of association, be clear on your values, say no to things that you get just a bit of a gut feeling that isn't going to work. Till next time, peace.